Leeds United 3, Chelsea 1. Craig, how are we doing, mate?
It's what a night. What
What
a night. Doing
what
brilliant.
win? What win, basically. I mean, best performance so far of the season, would you say?
Oh, by a mile. Yeah, best performance by a mile. He just carried on from that second half, didn't it? And that's what we wanted, and it happened. So yeah, best
Yeah, I
performance.
mean, I'm so glad they actually had the cojones, the balls to actually go for a 3-5-2 because there was worries that he wasn't going to. Hopefully he sticks to this throughout the rest of the season. Does it help his job in any way, mate?
It's got to, hasn't it? It's got to. I mean, if you can keep that up, there's no reason why you would. You wouldn't just sack him up back of that. Like he's produced that performance and the performance in second half in against City. You can't just you can't be talking about getting rid of him.
No, I mean, look, I've had my thoughts on him recently, and the fact he's actually changed something. You said it a few weeks back, whether or not it's a change of formation, change of system, change of management, personnel, whichever it is. This has obviously worked. I mean, let's just talk it through from straight off from the front, pressing him high up, obviously attacking him. Bijol gets his goal, mate. Talk me through that.
Yeah, we just bullied him, didn't we? Though that's what it were about, and I think that's what we need to do against teams like this. We need to bully them and just get in the face because I think, like I said earlier to you, that teams like teams like Chelsea and that top six, they don't like teams bullying them because they're used to people giving them respect and giving them space and time to play their game. But if you can keep that up for 90 minutes, you've got every chance. And yeah, that I mean, we got that corner, and then the header from Biol were amazing.
I mean, that's what we spoke about when he first joined. That's what he's going to bring us as aerial threat. It was good defensively as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, bullet of a header, and it just sets up. And it
It's
wasn't even against the run of play. And yes, they had more possession than us and all of that. I understand that, but we nullified them. Apart from like the second half when they got past Bogle a few times, obviously their goal. But majority of the time they were just passing it around, weren't doing anything with it, were they?
no, and that's I mean that's one of Farke's principles, isn't it? That he don't like conceding what you call XG against us, but
Yeah.
he yeah he changed the formation, but still played like the way that he wants to play. He stuck to like his principles of how he wants to play, but yeah, he changed the formation, and I mean, I would just. I've got it in my head now. Be all like he just flew like an eagle into when he went up for that and just glanced it in. But yeah, so good.
Yeah, and then Tanaka with a but what a
Mate,
finish.
mate,
What a finish. I
he's my
mean,
boy. He's my boy Tanaka. For me, I mean, we're going to get onto that later on, but for me, he was the man of the match. For me, he were everywhere. He were pressing, and
yeah,
this is why when we were praying about that 3-5-2 formation, that I put him in that the furthest forward out of that midfield because I see Tanaka as that pressing like maybe not a number 10, but the pressing first, the first press coming from him because he presses so well. Like you can speak about other players that do that job, but I think Tanaka's probably one of the best pressers we've got.
definitely in the first half of when we were playing. Yeah, I mean, I know you're not a fan of him, but Aronson, he does like to press, but I don't think he does it as efficiently as
It's
what
not
Tanaka does. In terms
that
of
that's
Aronson's just like in the nicest way possible, like a headless chicken that will just run around all willy nilly. Maybe he'll do something from it, whereas Tanaka's a bit more technical with how he does it. So he knows when to press, when not to press, when to stand off, which is all what you need to do. So
yeah.
I agree with you. He was sensational, but we will talk about the man of the match later on when we get onto it. And then obviously they come back into it with Neto's goal. poor defending, poor
Yeah,
keeping.
it's a lapse of concentration into it. It's always the same, like the same kind of goal that we concede, which is it's just that ball across the box and a lapse in concentration. You know, it it's one of those goals though that he shouldn't have scored it. It was from like the tightest of angles, and he shouldn't be allowed to shoot from there and score. But it is what it is. I mean, we can look back on it now after winning 3-1 and go, yeah, But if that were a 1-0 loss, it's a poor goal to give away.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's irrelevant now. I mean, may hinder a goal difference, maybe, but obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets his goal with an open goal tap in, but we could have even scored a lot more before that as well with
Yeah,
Metcher
Metcher
straight at
straight
the
the keeper.
keeper. Either
Yeah,
side of the keeper in that scene. I mean, we had other chances as well. Strout with a header from corner and many others, but the pressing from Okafor to actually get that's what made that goal.
yeah.
Because you thought you'd lost it all, you thought they were just going to pass it around, but no, he presses it, he wins it back. Apparently, they wanted a foul or something on the keeper, but hey,
It was a bit reminiscent, wasn't it, of Aronson's goal against Chelsea.
mate, as soon as
It,
that happened, I was like, it was Harrison. I thought the
it
people
was a
were
bit
on
reminiscent
it,
of that,
but
except Okafor didn't get the goal. But Calvert Lewin were there, and that's what we got him for, to being around that in them in them positions. But yeah, we could have scored more. The thing is, it didn't flatter us, that result. It doesn't flatter the game at all. Like, we deserved that. We deserved it 100%, and we could have had more.
oh yeah, definitely. Like you said, many chances. Gudmundsson, obviously, well, if you just look at the shots alone, we had 17 shots to their five on target to their two. So again, even though they had 71% of the ball or possession, they didn't do anything with it. They didn't create much. Whereas
Doesn't
from the
matter,
off, I mean,
does it?
within the first 20 minutes, we had about 8 shots.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't matter, does it, though? Because, like we said last season, when we had all the possession, but people
didn't turn
complain
on it.
we've got a lot of possession, but we didn't do anything with it. And Chelsea didn't do anything with it today. It doesn't matter. Like, we played good counter-attacking football today, and that's what I like to see that.
Yeah.
And we were more like counter-pressing, because it weren't always just soaking up pressure, then hitting them on the break. We were winning the ball high up, and there were a few
Yeah.
times we won the ball high up and just like got giddy with it rather than being a bit more clinical. But yeah, it's just one of them things. Like, when you watch us play like that, you just think, why can't we do this every single game? I know it's impossible to do every single game, but if you want to be up there, that's what you've got to do.
I mean, you say it's impossible. I mean, we were playing with high intensity. I know it's a different team completely, but under Bielsa, we were playing this high intensity week in week out. We all said, "Is this sustainable? Can we actually do this week in week out?" And for the first season in the Premier League, we did. And I think going forward now, Farke needs to be like, "Look, back me. I will play this formation going forward." He said in the presser that he was used to playing two up top. He's been training with all the players in different situations,
Mm.
including Pero and Okafor in a front two. You saw it at the end within like 2 minutes to go. Okafor, all he had to do was run into the corner and just hold the ball up. No, he looked to push for more goals.
Yeah, which is
He
what I
ran
like. But
inside.
like, when I say impossible, I mean you can't keep that up, get week in week out, like, and get the same result week in week out. You can play like that week in week out, but you'll not get the same result all the time. You will lose some games, but that's what I meant by it's impossible to win every game doing it. But
Oh yeah.
you'll win more, or you'll get more points than you'll lose. So it's yeah, it's just that's what I want to see, because like, you look at that and just think, if you can make Chelsea look that bad, you're not scared of anyone then.
No. And that's going to win over the fans a bit more. And whether or not these rumours and the talks are true that we going after O'Neill or Farker's going, we're getting somebody else in. If he's been given these three games, City, Chelsea and Liverpool to save his jobs. He's done no harm in one and a half of the games. Obviously, the first half of the City game was it's fine. It's City, you expect it, but when you come out of the blocks in the second half, same again today, because yes, in the second half today's game, Chelsea were on top a bit more, but he slightly changed it in game. So the formation was slightly different. We were playing slightly different, and that helped us out, and it
Yeah,
stopped
I
them
mean,
from being
the
on
thing
top.
the thing for me though is it's like you look at before those three games, everybody looking at those games thinking that's it, we're not going to get any points from this. But if you would have took like we've got 3 points now, so out of the City, Chelsea, and and Liverpool game, if you drew all three, we'd be happy.
Yeah,
We'd be happy with that. So we've got the 3 points from like so whatever happens against Liverpool, and you've got two encouraging performances. So whatever happens against Liverpool is going to be a bonus. If we can get points off them, that's going to be massive for us.
I mean they've just drew with Sunderland today at home, and I know Sunderland are high flying, and I get that, but if Sunderland can go to Anfield and get a point, I know Liverpool haven't been that great in the Premier League. I understand that, but
Mm.
hey, if we can get a point as well, or even three, that is massive for our season. But I don't want it to be a case of what happened with Jesse Marsh, where he beat Liverpool, he beat Bournemouth, kept his job, and it was too late.
But
That's
I
what
think I don't
I'm.
think yeah, but I think Farke's a far better manager than Jesse Marsh. Like I think Farke knows what he's doing. He needs the time and he needs the players to do it with. I think if I think we'd be fine with him. Thing is, I don't want to sack him on the back of these 3 games
No,
after like these performances, and then go, well, we've made his mind up. We're going to sack him, and then get someone in that's not going to be much better, or potentially make it worse. Just as he's got turned a corner, and so we've seen how we can perform. Because I mean, we perform like that, like against other teams. We've got every chance, like in any game. But
oh yeah,
I'll tell you what, taking that loss to Forest. I mean, because I mean, look at their upturn now. They're. I mean, I always
yeah,
thought that they'd never be in trouble. They've got too good of a squad to be in that relegation battle all season. But it's one of them that like you take do you take that loss to them to beat Chelsea? Of course I would. I'd take a loss against Forest to beat Chelsea and get 3 points against them.
yeah. I agree with you on that one. I do as well, but let's obviously Perry didn't really have much to do today, so let's just talk about him and individuals now. We'll move on to player ratings, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button, comment your thoughts on the game, who your man of the match was, and player ratings. Let us know if you agree with us or not. We're probably going to be very, very generous tonight,
Yeah,
and obviously we're award-winning podcast, silver award. So just hit the like and subscribe for that reason only. So
there.
Perry, mate, what did you make of him with the little that he had to do?
Um, mid, I'm a bit shaky with Perry. I'm going to give him a 7 because I thought he didn't really do much wrong. He should have probably been arguably nitpicking better
Yeah,
for the goal. But it's just that long ball, that kicking. Just give it someone else. Let a defender kick it. Like if it's a free kick, let Biol or Rodon, just someone else take the free kicks from our own half, or even a goal kick. Like let one of our defenders do it because that guy. I mean, we won that free kick where Shalabar handballed it, and he just wasted it.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. He does do that a lot.
Yeah, and that's the only. I mean, it's nitpicking, but it's the only. It's one thing that it can be important in some games. That could be the difference between winning or losing. You know, the concentration on playing a good ball. So
Yeah,
yeah, 7.
yeah. I'll give him a 7 as well. Like obviously when I think it was in the first half when he went to catch it, spilled it, but then he still recovered well from it.
Yeah,
So his recovery was on point. Like you said, could have potentially done better for the goal, but then so could the defenders as well. So, like you said, that's nitpicking. Do you know what? We've just been chatting. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
I'm not, just because nitpicking, he could have probably done better at the goal. He shouldn't be beaten in the post. We used to slate Melier for that.
Yeah, but I'm still going to say 7.5.
All right.
What about Rodon, mate?
8.
Yeah, just solid.
8.5. I don't know. I want to give everybody a really high score tonight, but to be realistic, maybe an 8.
Yeah, I think that's the fair result. Fair for him. I'll go to Strouk next, mate.
I don't know if to give him an 8.5. I thought Stroke was brilliant tonight, but I'm going to give him an 8 as well. If he'd have scored that header, 8.5, but everything else, it was fantastic Stroke tonight, though. I thought it were probably slightly better than Rodon tonight, to be fair.
To be fair, it's one of his best games for us in terms of when he hasn't gone on and scored, which obviously makes him look better, like the Sunderland game when he got those goals, which obviously makes him look better. But defensively, definitely one of his best games that I can actually ever remember for us.
I think he looked a lot more confident tonight as well than he usually does.
I'm going to give him an 8.5 for Stroke.
That's fair enough.
8.5. Right, Visual next, mate.
I'm giving him I'm going to give him an 8.5. I don't want to go too high because there's players that I want to. I'll not give a 10 to someone unless they've, But yeah, 8.5 for Biol. I think he was the best of the three. He's coming into his own now. I think this is his best position in it, playing in a back three.
Yeah.
And yeah, the header were just worth an 8.5 just for the header. Like the rest of his game probably is worth more. That header itself are worth an 8.5. Whatever he does for the rest of the game doesn't matter. But then again, towards the end, he had another header that he could have, but he went the opposite way, like defending it for Chelsea. So
I know what you mean by there are players that are better than him that you would give higher. Two in particular that definitely.
But I could be silly and just give everyone a 10.
Yeah, but we don't do that on this show.
That's what I mean. We're not going to do that. That's why I've got to be careful, and be a bit more realistic.
I still think overall I'm going to give him a 9. I just thought he was sensational.
It was really sensational.
So I'm actually going to give him a 9. Right, let's go to Bogle next, mate. What would you rate him?
Bogle, I'd give a 9.
So this is where my criticism is, because
mine's going to be a low end 9. Oh, I would just go. In fact, I'll just go 8.5 as well.
I was thinking 8.5. So the first half he was brilliant. Obviously got the assist for Tanaka's goal, but second half he was getting done by Garnacho an awful lot. Instead of just keeping his ground and pocketing him like he did in the first half.
I think he was just getting tired because he had so much. He gave so much in that first half.
He was, and Farke did the right thing in bringing him off.
Yeah, and this is what I liked about Farke's thing today. He noticed he's getting tired. Changing.
He put on every single thing he got right today. I will give Bogle an 8.5.
Yeah.
Again, I love Bogle, one of my favourite players. It was just that he was getting done, and really, again, like you say, he was probably tired because of all the work he's doing in the first half. So again, probably being a little bit picky. But moving on to Gudmundsson, mate.
9.5 without a shadow of a doubt. I'm just giving 9.5. It's a 10 is going to be a perfect performance, and I can't. It'd be silly to give a 10, but 9.5. But it was fantastic, and I keep saying how good he is. How many times have I said this about him being a better winger than it would be a left back? Like if we moved him forward to being a winger, it'd be fantastic. He offers us so much going forward, and the pace Oh man, he's so like, what's the word I'm looking for? But it's like
Electric.
no, well, he is electric, but it's the it's deceiving how quick he is.
Yeah,
Like he gets the ball and you think you've got him, and then he just bursts away.
the tackle that he done when if he'd got that wrong, it's a penalty. He got it spot on. But
Yeah,
his tackling today, he got the most amount of tackles. He got over a third of our tackles in the game, obviously on who scored and stuff like that. But again, he was everywhere.
mate.
Like
If he could cross the ball properly, like if he were really good, he's up there. We could be one of the best left backs.
I still said that I think he's one of the best left backs outside the top 10. I really do.
Yeah,
Or
I
left
agree.
wing back, however you look at it. Today was you talk about a perfect game. For me, Goodmanson, it kind of was his perfect game, apart from maybe his crossing, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he'd be dangerous,
defensively,
he'd be very, very dangerous if he could cross the ball. But
he had their
this,
wingers, Estevao and who went onto the wing in
he
the
had
second half.
Estevao in his pocket,
Yeah, and then
and
obviously
then
he went off, and then it was Neto went into the middle, though, didn't he?
yeah, and then he brought Cole Palmer on as well, and Cole Palmer went out on the other side because he
Yeah,
can't handle
I
Goodmanson.
think for me, Goodmanson, I've gone Goodmanson as my man of the match. I just thought he was.
It was sensational, but yeah, like I say, I mean, it was so good that Palmer and Garnacho had to double up on James Justin because
Yeah,
they couldn't handle Goodmanson. So it's yeah, it was fantastic, mate. It was just unbelievable. Like I said, and I said this before, and before it even changed to this formation, that he would be better in this formation.
yeah, as more of a wing back kind of thing, but again, or mid, however you want to look at
Yeah,
it, because
but
it changes when
we've
we.
talked about it before about him and Bogle being in them
Yeah,
positions. So
I mean,
it suits us. It suits us a lot better.
go on to Statch next, mate.
It was
Obviously,
good
got the
tonight. He's
assist.
back. It was back to being good stack.
Smurfy Statch.
Yeah, I hope he keeps this up because I mean the delivery for for Biol's goal, fantastic. You know,
Yeah,
his his free kicks were pretty good tonight. His crossing and yeah, he's breaking up a play, winning the ball. You know, interceptions. He's he's back to how he started with us, and I hope he keeps that up because if I think there's a player there, he just needs to get up to the speed of the Premier League, and you know I think he can only. I mean, it seems to be only handling it in bursts, and then like say 2 or 3 games, and then he's gonna drop off a little bit, and then he
yeah.
has to pick it back up. So hopefully we've got him back now, and yeah, and
8.5.
8.5, yeah,
Eight, you kind of go less than 8.5 for stats.
yeah.
The way that he has the ball, the way he looks for a pass. He got the most key passes in the game out of
Yeah, he
anyone
just
on
glides
board.
with the ball, though, doesn't he? He just glides with it.
Like
So
like you say, he's not. He doesn't look like your most conventional type of player. Like the way he runs, the way he plays, it doesn't look like he should be a footballer. But today, I just thought he was all over the pitch. Again, everybody was. We, like I said, by far the better team. For me, I just think that he was. I say back to his best. I don't think we've seen his best yet, but this was definitely probably his best game for us that he's had.
I think the one
Maybe
when no, I think the one when he
was it the Wolves where he scored an assist?
yeah, the earlier on in
Yeah,
earlier on in the season, I think was his best game. This were up there though. This is like I say up there with his back to coming back to his best.
yeah, that's fine. What about Ampadu next, mate?
Another fantastic performance today. I think it added a bit extra because it's Chelsea, and he wants to prove a point. It seems like players like to do that, like Longstaff against Newcastle. But
Yeah,
yeah, I've got to give him a 9.
I'm gonna get 8.5. Just because I don't think he was as good as Statch, But then at the same time,
It
yeah,
was. It was.
I'll give him a 9. I'll give him a 9. That's fine. I'll give him a 9 for that one. Right, Tanaka
Just for
next,
that
mate.
tackle. Just for that tackle.
Yeah, right, Tanaka next, mate. Who
Tanaka, this is going to be. This is
unfortunately came off on 67 minutes.
Yeah, but in that 67 minutes,
Yeah,
mate, a 9.5 going on to the closest I can get to being a 10 because 67 minutes to be he was best player on pitch for me. It was between him and Gudmundsson, but I think Tanaka edges it. Just he was winning everything, and not only were he winning it, he was just battling, and he was giving it to the layoffs after that, the passes after that were all on point, and his goal, oh man, his first Premier League goal for my boy Tanaka.
what a goal!
What a goal it was! Same
I
same
mean,
same as last season in Championship.
yeah,
His first goal for Leeds. What a goal! And today, massive.
yeah, definitely. I will go for a 9.5 as well, but for me, Goodmanson edges it.
Fair enough.
Right, let's go on. I'll go on to Metcha next, mate, because again came off on the 67th minute, could have scored. What did you make of him overall?
I'm going to give him an 8 because it were part of that team that's they all played well. I can't say he didn't play well, but I think he was probably the worst performer on the pitch out of them all. I mean, it's
As
bad to
hard
say
as
that.
that sounds, as
That's what I
hard
mean.
as that sounds,
It's bad that it sounds bad that, but everybody played that well, if that makes sense. And
yeah,
he should have scored. And there were a couple of times where he messed about with the ball instead of just releasing it or playing the right pass. Which, if like I say, I'm nitpicking at these little bits that he did, but this is where I said before I would choose Okafor at the side of DCL because there were moments where he picked up the ball and I thought if this were Okafor, we'd be driving.
yeah, definitely.
And Mitchell delayed a little bit and tried to take the player on, and he didn't quite have that in him. And I just think it'd work better. But yeah, an 8 for me.
No,
Cheers, mate.
I agree with you on that one. I will give him an 8. I think him and Dominic Calvert do complement each other with how they play. But like you said, Okafor running off DCL when DCL's won second most amount of headers in the game, where he lays off the way he holds the ball, would suit both. They would benefit from each other. Whereas you saw
Yeah,
it with Okafor running at players when he gets on, which will I will I'm going away now from DCL. So let's just
yeah,
get back to DCL here a minute. Because obviously he gets his goal. I know it's an open goal, but it's an overall performance, mate. He just took it on from Man City, didn't he?
yeah. And I mean, it's hard to do I give him an 8.5 or do I give him a 9 because he was fantastic again tonight. And people slated him, didn't they? People slated him. We got DCL, but uh, he's been brilliant for us.
He's been hit and miss. I will give him that. I've said that before, and
In
I'm
these
not going to
big
go away
games,
from
though,
that.
in these
But the
big
big
games, though,
games
he's
have been
turned up.
brilliant.
He has turned
Yeah,
up.
and I think this game here, I'm going to give him a 9, and that's not just because he scored a tap in, but his overall play, his hold up play, the fact that he was bullying their defenders, great in the air.
Yeah,
When we play it long and he needs to, he was winning headers. He was doing everything that he needed to do
yeah,
to complement other players around him as well. So he brought in Tanaka, Stach, whoever
yeah.
it
This
would
this is
come
why
in.
this is why I picked DCL over Metcha because he offers way more than Metcha does for the team.
Yeah,
So yeah, for me, yeah, I'd probably give him a 9.
it is harsh though because obviously Metro is our top goal scorer, but 2 are penalties. One was a very, very decent finish as well against Forest. So,
Yeah,
but like you said, compliments how we play each other. I think we'll work that out game by game. So depending on who we play and who will play, I think that's the best way if Farkas sticks to this. But we'll go on to. I'll go Gruev next, mate, because he came on at the same time as Okafor. What would you rate Gruev?
Again, I mean, he went on that long, were he? But he's got to give him an 8 as well. I mean, this were a test against a team like Chelsea, and he held his own. He was very tidy.
That's the thing with Gruev, though. Like, he just does the basics so
Yeah.
well. And regardless of what you think about him, like I said last episode, whether or not you think that he is a Premier League player or not, he does what he needs to do. He shores up that midfield. We're not being overrun, which
He's just a tidy player. He's a
yeah,
tidy player.
yeah. I'll go for an 8. I kind of think that's a bit generous, but I'm going to go for an 8 as well.
I don't think I'll get anybody lower.
No, that's what I mean, because it's a great win, so that's why being kind here today. So let's go on to obviously Okafor, mate. I mean, the way he takes on players, tries things.
He's gonna, like I say, he's gonna lose the ball a lot, but he does give defenders things to think about. You know, it puts people on the back foot, and sometimes it might lose the ball, but then when you've got players like Gudmundsson around, or you've got Tanaka around that can pick up them loose balls when he does lose it, you know, it's not very often he loses it and then someone gets on the attack. It's just it's one of those where he can you know, change a game. You know, he's like I say, he's got the ability to change a game. And what I will say is, Metcha wouldn't give us that extra bit when he pressed the keeper to win that ball. I can't see that in my mind with Metcha. Like, I can't picture that. But
Well,
maybe he has, but I just can't picture it. But with Okafor, I can, because he's got the pace, he's got the power, you know, and determination to try and get there, and he did it, and it created a goal for DCL. So 8.5 for me. I think it was fantastic when he came on.
I mean, I've already alluded to it. But when we were 3-1 down, 90-something minute, you think players will just take it into the corner. But he tries and wins it, and even when I think Pirro lost the ball, he then tries it again. He comes back in to win it, and they turn over the ball, and it's in that area. Well, okay, I think it was Pascal that had the shot, which I know that was different. That was a different example of it, because again, that was Okafor pressing, driving the ball forward. I want to give him a 9.
I don't think we're on that long to get a 9, but 8.5. That's why I'm giving him 8.5, because I don't think you were. It didn't deserve
half an hour.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved to be like better than Ampadu.
Do you know what, mate? I think at the time when he came on, I think he kind of changed the game, because it was Chelsea were in the.
Well, it did, because it gives you something else to think about, and this is why when we did that, who would you pick in this 11? That's why I picked Okafor, because it's Metcha and DCL are very similar type of players.
Yeah.
DCL's better at what he does than what Metcha. Like, if you're talking about winning headers and hold up play, DCL's your man. But to feed off that, I'd rather have Okafor that can run at players than Metcha.
I'm going to give him
if you give them both like minutes each, fair enough. But for me, I personally just prefer Okafor. But yeah, brilliant today.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to stick with that 9, because at that time Chelsea were coming back into it. They just brought on Palmer, Garnacho, and it looked like they were going to probably get another goal. But his pressing got us that third goal and kind of technically ended the game. So yeah, Varian 9. And then you've got Pirro and Justin that both came on the 86th, 7th minute, mate. What would you rate them to?
I say I don't go lower than an 8, but you've got to just give them both 7s, aren't you, for what they did? 7.5. They both played well when they came on.
Yeah, I mean, even Pirro got a header.
Yeah, and he shielded the ball well, even though it went back. He shielded it well. Yeah, 9.5, 7.5.
And then obviously then Bornau came on the 93rd minute. So
and I'll give him a 7.5 as well, just for not losing the ball when he got it.
That's fine, mate. I'm not going to give him a rating, but let me know in the comments, or us in the comments, know if you agree with us on the player ratings. Let us know your player ratings, who your man of the match was. Before we go though, mate, it's that time we'll do a quick. Actually, no, let's rate Farke tonight. Would you rate him tonight?
10.
There we go. Farke gets a 10. He got everything spot on, from the lineup, the subs, in-game management, changing tactics. Brilliant. Liverpool, mate, what's your score prediction?
Don't do this to me again. It's going to be a tough one.
You don't have to if you don't want to, mate.
I think we get a point against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one because there's a moment where Liverpool are going to start picking up points again. And as a Leeds fan, I always feel like Leeds is going to be that team that gives people, because we gave Forest their kickstart to the season. We give Fulham their kickstart to the season. Unfortunately, it's being a Leeds fan.
No, that's fine. So
if we play like we did today, exactly the same, we win. But
mate, I'll take a point right now. So I'm gonna, you know me, I hate saying that. I hate that saying, but get used to it this season because I'd be happy with the point. And we will leave it there, guys. Leeds.
Leeds.